Viewers of this video, welcome. To ASTRONEER. This is a game that I love very much, and I've been very heavily debating on whether or not I wanted to do a series on it, and I have finally made my decision. So here we are, episode 1. I do have Megatech, I do have Glitchwalkers. Glitchwalkers will of course be in its own playlist when we eventually get to that. But yeah, here we are, ASTRONEER. We're just gonna get started right away. I've played through this game a couple of times, just putting it lightly. I've beaten the game a few times. I'm short on like maybe 4 achievements. So we're not really gonna spend too long getting going. I think today's goal is just gonna be to get a decent little setup going. It has been a while since I've properly played through this game. Just on my own, though. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not really going to be taking a lot of time to read through all the missions. I'm kind of just here to, you know, do things, have fun. The usual. Gonna gather up some resin, because I need this, not just for the mission, but also for platforms and storage, especially early on. I'm not going to be one of those people who throws all their items into a pit. It's a great way to have a lot of lag. Nobody likes lag. I'm not seeing... compound. There we go. Lay out a nice tether line all the way over to the compound. And we'll grab 4 of this. Oh, and there's that mission complete. We can claim that when we get back. There we go. I've noticed a distinct lack of salvageable power items around me. But that's fine because we have clay right there, and that's not something I'm used to starting right next to. There's also that over there that we'll go check out in a minute. But first, we're gonna do some housekeeping. So, this, and then we're gonna set up both of these platforms. And over here, I'm gonna go ahead and just extend this little bit of flat area for base building. We'll start doing stuff kind of on this gray area that I'm making. Light gray area. Move that out of the way. We'll plug in this platform here for now. Get that connected up, and then that's just going to sit there. I guess I can plug it in. Okay. Printer, medium printer. And while that does that, I can go check this out. Another canister, some dynamite. That'll be nice later. Anything down in here? Ooh, zinc. That'll be very handy. And naturally, I've already had to turn down some of my graphics so that OBS doesn't yell at me. But anyways, medium printer. Claim that. That's going to give us a blueprint and a nice little platform that we can use. Pro tip. Whenever you are starting out, use this platform. But don't use it for very long. Because if I go into the research catalog here, this platform exists. The large stacked platform. Essentially the same as this one, except 2 different layers. And instead of 1 large slot and 2 medium slots, it's 2 large slots. Which again, is basically the same thing, but trust me, it's better. For numerous reasons. And we'll get into that later, once I actually get to making those platforms. For now, though, I need a research chamber, and then I also want to get that going. Okay, generator is in here. There we go, and then I need organic to fuel that. Please stop for now. Put it there. Perfect. And then we can claim this for a small battery. Put that there. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and use that zinc that I picked up to make another battery. Because, trust me, early power storage is very, very important. Now, what's next? Fully charge a battery, that'll happen on its own for science. Okay. Let's get a research chamber going. And, of course, I need more compound. Now I can make a research chamber. Now I'm actually going to move this over here and do that so that it prints straight onto the platform. I kind of wish this would make it spawn as is instead of in a box so that it's ready to go, but oh well. Claim that now, and then that's a mission for way later. Now we got the research chamber thing going. We can do a smelter. There we go. We'll have to wait for that to finish before we can print one, but I can go and get some laterite now. Why am I dumping all this on the ground? I have storage. What am I doing? I just said a little bit ago that I wasn't going to be that person. I will have to make more storage very soon. And, you know, I'm just going to do that now. I might as well. There's really no reason for me not to. Let's get this plugged back in. We will make this. We will unbox that. And there should be, somewhere in the forest, there should be a medium research item that I can snag. Oh, perfect. Right there. Not even part of the forest. Just in the general direction. And this little rock right here, that is not so little and kind of as big as me, is going to go right there. Open this, hit the button, boom, done. There we go. 23 bytes per minute. This has a total of 450. And over the course of the next 5.5 minutes, I will have all of those bytes. Now, into here, claim that. That'll get me a couple of beacons, which I am not really going to use right now. It's fine. They can just sit right here. I will use them eventually, though. For now, though, we'll put that there, and then we can start making smelting furnace, 1 compound, and 2 resin. I need to dig up a little more resin. Here, smelting furnace, there we go, perfect. And now you see why early game power storage is such an important thing. Batteries are already dead, not making enough power. I could turn this on, make everything run just fine, but I'm not going to. Right now, I'm actually going to go ahead and go this way. I'm going to grab a bit more compound, and then I'm going to venture off in this general direction in search of power items that I can salvage, and along the way, I'm going to make more tether packs, because I will need them. I will need a lot of them. Hopefully, though, there is something that I can use at least somewhat nearby. Come on, game. Gotta be something over here. And then I do that. This might take a while. Found a second clay deposit before finding something I can salvage. That's kind of concerning, if I'm being honest. Normally there's something by now. At least I can run a tether line over towards the first gateway chamber. There's a wrecked rover over there, but those don't usually have power items. At least nothing permanent. Every now and then you can find a small wind turbine on one of them, but here it's looking like that's not going to be the case. Yeah, that's just a pack of extenders, so those can stay there for now. Every now and then you can find something by one of these little wrecked pods. Whether it be something That'll give you just a little bit of power. Bundle of tethers. Or every now and then, you can find something actually useful on one of the backpacks. But it looks like today is not one of those days. Now here is something useful. A couple of research samples I can scan to get some instant bites. I can take them back to the research chamber and get even more bites from them, but right now I kind of need to use them for a mission, so that's what I'm going to do. And there's that mission complete, which I can actually claim right here. There we go. 500 more bytes for free. And I'm actually going to use that to unlock the stacked platform. A large one, at least. Don't try this at home, you might suffocate and die. That direction wasn't very good, so I'm going to go this way for a couple of bundles. And hopefully I can find something that I can bring home and use. Because personally I find it to be a lot more beneficial most of the time to go out and salvage power items at the start. But this is looking like one of those saves where I might actually be better off just crafting everything. Because normally I find more than just a small battery within the first 10 tether packs, or however many I've used so far. Which is, by the way, a very abnormally high number of tether packs to use before finding something useful. Or at least usable. So, yeah, guess it's time to go get to work on that. I think something that I can do to start with is just run through the forest a little bit without tethers, which is, by the way, totally a really good idea. And I'm just going to scan a bunch of samples real quick while I also keep an eye out for another medium research item that I can bring back to the research chamber. So that I can get some passive bites while I go do the next thing that I plan on doing. Ah, there we go. Medium item. Bring this back over to the base, and I can put it right there. So now when this research item is done, the chamber will automatically take the next item and start to work on that. Now, is this a cave that lead... Oh, yep, that's... Ooh, hello. Now that's not something I usually see. Seed might be a little bit better than I thought it was. I run a quick little line down over here. This is a laterite. And I am not used to landing right next to an open cave where there's some just exposed near the surface. So this is a huge win right here. I am going to make a ramp down here. No, nope, go back. Oh, that's salvage right there. And this is what I mean by usable items. Is things like oxygen filters. They're alright. They're usable. However, they're not that useful. So I don't usually go that far from tether lines for very long. This right here is laterite. It's refined into aluminum. And it is exactly what I wanted to come down into the caves for. Now, because we have landed so close to some clay, that means that I can actually use medium wind turbines extremely early on, which is not common for me. Normally, I wait a little bit before getting those, but I think this is going to be a run where I grab those quite early on. Now, I do need another platform, because if I don't make another platform, I'm going to have to turn off the research chamber to do anything with the smelter. Which I think I'm going to actually do that real quick, just for now. Because I would like to have some laterite. Go ahead and throw all that onto there. I am going to turn the generator on, because otherwise that's just going to take way too long. I'll grab a little bit more resin. And then be able to make a platform. I might need to find another deposit. Unfortunately, it seems that I do need a new resin deposit, so really quick, I am going to run over here and grab some of this clay, get that on the smelter as well, so that when I come home, I can hopefully make some things with it. I would like to be able to make a tier 1 drill mod, because I need that for a mission, and it'll be useful later. However, I would also like to make some medium wind turbines. How many bytes do I have? Ooh. Oh, now, isn't that just beautiful? Okay, hold on. Let me get to some oxygen real quick. I think there's something wrong here. This says that the cost is 2,500 bytes, correct? So then why is it that I'm not allowed to unlock this, yet I have exactly 2,500 bytes? I think this might be a bug. Right, anyways, in the time that it's taken me to create a very stupid post, it looks like the aluminum's done. So let's get the clay going. And I'm just going to leave that for now, while I search for a fresh resin deposit, which I'll probably find somewhere this way. I'm sure I remember seeing some... Ah, there we go, perfect. Oh, and with those samples, I should now be able to... Yeah, there we go. Now I can start printing a large stacked platform. And then I can also start printing a medium wind turbine. Because that'll really help things out right now. I'm actually going to turn this off for a second so that I can get that turbine. The sooner I get that going, the better. A little bit more, and there we go. Hopefully the wind starts going soon, because if it doesn't, well, nothing that bad is really going to happen. It just means that I have to keep running the generator. Oh yes, missions. I should probably claim some stuff. A couple packs of tethers. Ah, free medium storage. I could use that right now. These tethers will also come in handy once I start looking for zinc, which I will probably be doing very soon. I need zinc for that, but I also need zinc for a couple other things. Now, I do also want to unlock and print a tractor soon. But there are also other things that I should do first. I should probably get the first drill mod as soon as I can. Because I need that for a mission. This one. I need the drill mod and I need the boost mod so that I can get the soil centrifuge for free. That saves me 750 bytes. Which I know I'm spending a lot more than that on the drill mod and the boost mod. Boost mod, which I will not be using probably ever. However, it's 750 less bytes that I have to spend on a soil centrifuge. And now, we're going to take this off of here, we'll move that, put this back on here, get that on there. We will extend the platform. I require more space for my base that is in space. And then this will simply go right here. Now, the benefits of this platform are many. For example, I can have the furnace on the bottom and the storage on the top. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to put the research here. For just, you know, just cause. And now, for the research, the chamber is down here, easy access, all the storage is up here and out of the way. It's very nice, in my opinion. So I'm going to immediately start printing another one of those for future use. And while that happens, I can go down into the caves with these tether packs and attempt to go find zinc. You know, this is not the kind of terrain I'm used to seeing. It's very interesting. I know it's been a while since I've played, but I don't think they've changed the terrain gen that much. Very interesting. Anyway, okay, that's not what I was expecting to find either. That's... Huh. For those of you who are very confused right now, as am I, this is an LRD. This is an item that has no actual use, however, it does contain some lore in its descriptions, and if used, which I will not be doing right now, it does something very unique. Now, I believe I've just spotted some zinc. Here we go. That did not take long at all. And then, of course, there is a research aid over there that simply just wants a piece of laterite. However, oh, never mind, there's a laterite right here. Okay, we'll just grab a piece of that real quick, and we'll stick it in the research aid, and that'll complete another mission. And then I can also go back to the surface with some zinc that I will be using for boost mod. I'm also going to make a wide mod at some point. I can also make a whole bunch of batteries, which is going to be very important. Mining this stuff also completes another mission. Yeah, it's a very important resource. Now, laterite into the slot over here. All goes in, that pops off, and now I get research. Now, this is a small item. I could scan it. That would give me a bunch of bytes. However, tech samples are worth a lot more in research chambers. So that's where it's going to go, especially with this being early game. If it was late game, I might just scan it, if I'm being honest. Because, late game, you usually have a better research solution. But anyways. Oh, yep, my inventory is in fact full. Okay, we'll go ahead and leave the organic down here. I don't really need that too bad. Plenty of that stuff all over the surface. I am going to take the LRD up with me, though. Now the question is, where should I keep it? Because this is a perfectly spherical object, so anywhere I put it, it has a very high chance of rolling away. So I think what I'm going to do is just right here, I'm going to make a little hole in the ground. Grab that from a distance because terrain tool go burr. And we'll just leave that in the hole for now. I would like to have this sphalerite smelted, please. I'm going to also do this, just to get that going. 1,300 bytes. That's why we put those in the chamber. Now, I should be having this ready to unlock the drill, so I can get that as soon as I possibly can. I am going to make a few batteries really quick with the zinc that's been collected. Just so that the base has a little bit more power storage capacity. I also... Ooh, actually, let's get all the batteries onto one of these. Do I have any more resin around, or did I... No, I already used it all. I used it all on platforms. This is one of the reasons why I want the wide mod as soon as possible. It just makes mining so much easier. You'll see what I mean once I have it. That will probably be next episode, though. For now, I just want to make another medium storage. There we go. Get that going. Expand the platform again, because we're already at that point, apparently. I am also not really expanding this platform very much at the time, so that's probably why. And actually, you know what? I'm going to put this platform over here. This is going to be a platform simply for power items for the base. Line that up a little bit better. There we go. That's good. Go ahead and give a little bit more space to walk around it as well. There we go. That's good. Now I'm going to stick all of the batteries on one of these, and it's just going to sit on that platform. And on top of the platform, we're going to put medium wind turbine. Which, once the small printer is done, I am going to start making another one of those medium turbines. Some organic. And we'll throw that on the generator so that things happen just a little bit sooner. We'll get more batteries going. This and that. Into the printer and medium wind turbine. There we go. How many more batteries do I actually need to make? Just 4. Okay. So there's the 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. And there we go. Full pallet of small batteries. And that is our basis power storage for now. We will eventually have something better. I'm going to make another stacked platform, though. And that one is most likely going to turn into the printer platform. For right now, though, how many bytes do I have? Okay. We'll grab that. We'll go ahead and make the drill mod so that it's done. Why is this not connected? Okay, then. That's very interesting. Oh, you know what? That was never connected in the first place. That explains so much. I'm going to move those off of the terrain tool now. Yeah, I might as well go ahead and just bolt these on there for now. There's not much I can really do with the soil other than use it in the terrain tool until I have the centrifuge. I should go and get some more research items, though. Perfect. Rock just over here. I don't know why, but sometimes when I take out my terrain tool while I'm moving, I'll just flick my camera to the side, and I'm not really sure why that happens or what could be causing that, but it's a little bit annoying. No, I don't want... No, come on. There we go. Now it's slotted on. And then I can also take these two, that one there, and that one. We'll bring them back over to the base. Really cool thing, really nice glitch, that I really hope never gets patched, is that for some reason if you have your terrain tool out, your grabbing range is basically doubled. Not really sure how that works, but it does. It's fine. Let's go ahead and make another platform extension over here. Make this nice and big, especially in this direction. And then we can move this out just a little bit. Set that up. Plug it in, lock it down, and we'll move the printers over. And later, once we're at the point of needing it, I can stick the large printer on top of this platform. For now, though, I think that is a good enough amount of progress to call it. We've got decent little power set up for a starter base. We've got a smelter, research chamber, stocked with the research items, aluminum, zinc, ceramic. Yeah. I think this is a good place to stop. I will be continuing this series, for sure. It's been a long time since I've properly played through the game. I'd really like to do it again. I'd really like to especially get into Megatech. I've not properly done that yet either, though it's probably not going to happen for the first time here. We'll see. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye!